Hello, Ms. Atkins. This is my test remediation. So I'll do the three problems, one factoring, one complete the square, and one quadratic formula. I have the answers on the right side that you gave us. And my first equation for factoring is 3x plus 14 over 5x equals 31 over 5. So the first step in doing this problem is multiplying the entire equation by 5x to get rid of the fractions. So 5x on the outside, 3x plus 14 over 5x equals 31 over 5. Your new equation now is 15x squared plus 14 equals 31x. So in factoring, you can't have the equation equal a number like in complete the square. You have to have the equation equal 0. So you subtract 31 from both sides, or 31x. And to put it in a standard form, you have 15x squared minus 31x plus 14 equals 0. So I will say I'm not doing the crisscross method that you taught me because I was having trouble with the negatives in the middle. So I watched a few videos and they showed me that if you have an equation like this, you can multiply the leading coefficient by the constant. In this case, it would be 210. So then you have to find factors of 210 that add to be negative 31. It's simple in this case. You have negative 21 and negative 10 that multiply to be 210. When you do that, you have to break up the number in the middle. So your new equation is 15x squared minus 10x minus 21x plus 14 equals 0. Well, to get the factors, you have to find the greatest common denominator between, or the greatest common factor between each of the split numbers. So, for the first split equation, it's 5x. 5x goes into 10x, negative 10x, negative 2 times. 5x goes into 15, 15x squared, 3x times. You still keep the 5x on the side. And then you can do negative 7 to get the numbers equal. So negative 7 on the outside, and negative 21 divided by negative 7 is 3x, and 14 divided by negative 7 is negative 2. So your factorization, since these two equal each other and you have two different answers, they can't really you can't have two of the same factors, but hidden inside the equation you have 5x minus 7. So your factorization is 3x minus 2 and 5x minus 7. Well, you set both equal to 0. And on the bottom equation, I should have gave myself more space. 5x minus 7. On the bottom equation, you can subtract 7 from both sides, and on the top equation, you subtract 2 from both sides. So 3x equals negative 2, or positive 2. Ooh. 3x equals positive 2, and 7 plus 0 equals 5x equals positive 7. So then to get x, you divide 5 on both sides on the bottom equation, and you divide 3 on both sides on the top equation. So your answer would be, for the top equation, x equals 2 over 3, and for the bottom equation, x equals 7 over 5. Neither of those simplify, and those are the answers that match the answers that you gave us. Next, on to complete the square. Complete the square is quite simple. The only difference is you don't set the equation equal to 0, you set it to the constant. In this case, you already had the constant set. So, all you have to do is divide by 2 and square it to take the square from over here. And negative 10 divided by 2, or negative 10x divided by 2 squared is 25. So you add 25 to both sides, and your new equation is x minus 5 squared equals 10 plus 25, negative 10 plus 25. Negative 10 plus 25 is 15. To get rid of the square, you have to square root both sides. So your new equation is 15, the square root of 15 plus or minus, or x minus 5 equals plus or minus the square root of 15. To get rid of the 5, you add it to both sides. So your new equation for x is x equals 5 plus or minus the square root of 15. And that matches the answer that you gave us, 5 plus or minus the square root of 15. Second one done. And for the quadratic formula, I'm not going to say the jingle out loud. I probably will, like, as a habit, but the coefficient for A is 1, the coefficient for B is 5, and the constant for C is negative 2. So to plug it into the quadratic formula, the opposite of B, plus or minus, opposite of B, plus or minus the square root of B squared, which is 5 squared, minus 4 times 1 times negative 2 over 2a, which would be 2 in this case, because 2 times 1 is 2. So you could do order of operations. You do the parentheses first. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Takes a while to rewrite the entire equation. So then you can either square this, or you can multiply the negative 4 by the negative 2. If you square it first, you'd have 25 minus 4 times negative 2 over 2. You still got to have the square root, plus or minus negative 5. So negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. Positive 8 plus 25 is 33. As you know, 33 does not have a perfect square, and negative 5 can't be simplified by with 2 underneath. So your final answer would be Negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 33 over 2. And the answer you gave us was negative 5 over 2 plus or minus the square root of 33 over 2. That matches, and that is the answer. Now, there is a simplified form to negative 33, but I guess that I didn't need it. Thank you, and have a good day.